It's the Clippers in the city of England. For a little interconference action here at the Staples Center. A time-honored tradition. The NBA on 2K Sports. Sunday night hoops action. Delighted to have all of you with us here tonight. Kevin Harlan here alongside Greg Anthony and Chris Webber. DA David Aldridge is on our sideline. And, of course, Thaddeus Young. A new phase in his career, playing today as a Detroit Piston for the first time.
Man, that trade is something that has just electrified this entire fan base, the players, the people working for the organization. They think it may be that piece of the puzzle necessary to finally get this team over the hump.
Cunningham's shot is off. And so it's Paul bringing it up for Los Angeles.
And we all know what George brings offensively. But it's his ability as a defender that stands out. Great instincts to make plays on that end of the floor.
Three-pointer.
Cunningham gets the bucket.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Here's Paul. Got a hand on it. The three. To the left wing. Here's Cunningham. Wow, through the contact, and that three almost went in, so he'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
First team foul.
Detroit shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And they've done some really nice work at the foul line, knocking down 80%.
And with Paul George and his defense, Greg, you almost forget how great of an impact it makes.
He just kind of flies under the radar with his defensive play. I mean, this guy could be considered for the Defensive Player of the Year almost every year. One of the more disruptive forces on that end of the floor. And hitting the mid-range jumper here early gives the defense just another thing to think about.
Well, that's something that they scouted him coming into tonight. They know he can make this shot. That's a poor effort defensively.
That one falls.
A fantastic shooter from deep. George forces defenders out, and then that just opens up the driving lanes for him.
Now, here's Cunningham. 6 points for him. Young on the follow.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Here's George. Thaddeus Young grabs the miss.
I thought that one was going to go down. The mid-range jumpers, oh, man, that's usually a bunny with the D playing soft like that.
Cunningham's shot is off.
Nothing seems to be going down for him today.
It's stolen. Screen by Young. Pass to Duarte. Cunningham with it. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game.
Just can't find a touch this quarter. He's got to keep grinding, though, and looking for the best shot possible.
Outside, George. To the middle. And Ayton throws it down.
Nice awareness from George. He just reads the D and makes a clever pass to an open teammate.
Here's Cunningham. The shot missing. Some solid defense from Ayton.
Well, he has to work harder to get a good high percentage look. I mean, he's been taking some bad shots.
Hits it from three-point range.
I love how fast Paul makes these decisions. His basketball IQ is simply sensational.
Cunningham gets the bucket.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Outside, George. Robinson on the wing. No good on the three. And so it's Young who brings it up for the Detroit Pistons. They trail by one.
Well, it isn't for a lack of effort when it comes to getting up the three-pointers, but not much to show for it. He's going to lose the green light here very early in this game if this keeps up.
Yeah, and the leadership Paul brings to his team is so incredibly important. I mean, his teammates really rally behind him.
And with Chris Paul, he makes this team work, gets the most out of his teammates, and has done that wherever he's played.
Now, here's Joseph. 51 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. That one a little long.
It isn't the D that causes that miss. That's just a loss of concentration at time.
Here's Wiles. Doesn't go that time. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. Al Paul. He has 5. Here's George. Bay pulls it in.
I don't think the D does good enough here, but something causes the miss.
Inside. Paul's shot is off.
He's not an easy man to stop when he's attacking the basket. The D doing everything it can.
Here's Primo. Again, the miss by the Pistons. Stolen by Joseph. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Los Angeles on top. They're up. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Clippers, guys.
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
No question. It's been stifling thus far, preventing that offense from establishing any kind of rhythm.
The offensive rebound. Zubats. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Really strong rebounding on the interior. He gets the easy putback.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Clippers.
Well, they're just a team in sync right now. Their passing in the first half has been outstanding.
And also, it's been a positive to watch that they've attacked the paint offensively as well. It's really been about the balance that they've shown.
And, Greg, you made your money on the defensive end. What was the toughest kind of player to defend? A one-on-one guy or a constant movement type of player?
I've always will say that it's harder to guard movement. You know, as a defender, you drill a lot about guarding the basketball. But when a guy is great without it, man, that is the hardest job you can have defensively.
There's the drive. Back to Batum. Outside for George. Intercepted. Cunningham with it. George picks him up. Nice ball movement by Detroit. And too much time in the lane. They get called to the 3-second violation.
LA basketball. Coming onto the floor for your Clippers.
Clippers leading by 7. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Paul George has taken some heat in recent years. He says people get so caught up in what other folks think. I'm Paul George. I don't care to be anybody else. I am who I am. You love it or you don't. Simple as that. Guys, with his play on the floor, he has answered all of his critics.
He's certainly playing at an elite level. EA, thank you.
And you try to find a player comparison for Taylor Horton-Tucker. Man, it is hard to do. The skills of a combo guard, the length of a big man. This guy's different.
Yeah, Greg. I mean, coming out of Simeon High School in Chicago, same as Derrick Rose, he carries himself with that confidence. He's on the rise, and he knows it.
Here's Cunningham. 8 points for him. Connects from three-point range.
He'll do some damage if they give him that shot. Don't give him a clean look. Get out there on him.
Pass to Zubats. Outside for Batum. Over Young. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
That's his first.
It's on Thaddeus Young.
It helps when Batum is looking for his shot. His assertiveness forces the defense to act.
And the Clippers making a switch here.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
And here's Cunningham. 11 points in the game. Here's Stewart. Pass to Cunningham. And Cunningham with the slam.
He just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Now, here is Robinson. And now the Pistons, fast break. Cunningham with the ball. That one good for 2. And now it's just a 4-point Clipper lead.
I tell you, he has some impressive moves in his repertoire. That's as good as it gets, but just one of many.
Outside Robinson. Lets it go with the 3. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Robinson's got 5.
Nobody does it better. CP3.
Now, here's Cunningham. 15 points in the game. Ball stolen. A baseline J. Knocks it loose.
And they continue to control the glass.
Pass to Ayton. George with no one around. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Cunningham looking it over. And now the first timeout called here for Detroit.
And he's been trying to do it all himself, and it's not working. He's still forcing shots. You got to focus on moving the ball and keeping everybody involved.
So for the Pistons, here's Primo. No points in the game yet for him.
Josh Primo
trains the three-pointer.
Three-point basket.
Something going wrong with the D out there. He's one of the guys you got to be worried about on the perimeter.
Pass to Lowry. From deep. Rebound by the Pistons.
Well, you don't see that very often. A wide open 3 is usually like a layup for him.
Here's Primo. That shot no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. With the step back. To the paint. Here's Paul. The shot is good. It's his second bucket in 5 tries.
And Paul understands when he should look to score inside. His basketball IQ is just off the charts.
Pass to Olynyk. Shoots from 12. Rebounded by DeAndre Ayton. And so Ayton will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. 6-point game.
Foul.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
Just off his game, forcing a few shots, not letting the game come to him.
Coming on the floor for your Clippers.
And here are the Pistons. Pass to Primo. Over Paul. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
Oh, you hate to let those easy chances slip through your fingers.
And so it's Los Angeles with their lead standing. And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Los Angeles leading by 6. Down low. Here's Batum. Thaddeus Young grabs the miss.
LA foul.
And there's the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
And the Pistons with possession. Cunningham with it. 15 points in the game. Going inside. Over George. It's good on the putback. Stewart's got the first points of the second half here for Detroit.
I love his work ethic, not to mention his hands. You need both to convert those tidbits.
Now Paul. He has 7. Back to George. 6 to shoot. The turnaround Jay. And the shot goes down. George has got his second bucket tonight.
And that's a staple of George's offensive game. His mid-range Jay continues to just torch defenses night in and night out.
And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Here's Zubac. Good, and Paul gets the assist. And the Clippers lead by 8.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Such incredible hops for a center. Look, it allows him to hold his own against any other 5 in the league.
And you can see why Cunningham elicits comparisons to Luka Doncic. Can control the pace of the game, very high basketball IQ, and shows a maturity beyond his years.
Stewart a screen. Here's Cunningham. It's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here.
Ball to Detroit.
And the Clippers making a change here.
Now, into the lineup for your Clippers.
Here's Cunningham. 15 points in the game. 3-pointer. It's hauled in by Zubac. And also like Doncic, Cunningham can put the offense on his back and carry.
He could put up 50-plus numerous times in his career because he has deep range, can break down defenders off the dribble, and if you run 2 at him, he will immediately find the open man.
Here's Cunningham. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Cunningham's got 17.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
Ayton a screen. Pass to George. And it's Isaiah Stewart with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Here's Robinson. And the layup's good off the glass. Robinson's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
From deep 3-point range. No good. Shot missing. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way.
Can't quite find his 3-point touch in the second half yet. He had 2 in the first half, but still none since the break. He's been off the mark, but somehow he hasn't held them back as a team.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. It's stolen by Lowry. Fast break. Here we go. Fires for 3. And Duncan Robinson, good for 3. Robinson's got the lead up to 11 now for the Clippers.
His individual effort has been outstanding tonight, and it's helped him grab the lead.
Stewart a screen. Here's Cunningham. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him.
If he was shooting even a little bit better, the story of this game would be a lot different.
And that's just smart basketball. Lowry reading the overcommitment and just whipping the ball to the open man.
Kept alive.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why they hold the lead.
Yeah, sure. I mean, when you take care of the backboard, you can limit teams to one shot.
And it's sent back by George.
Few players have a bigger impact defensively than Paul George. A fixture on the all-defensive team. PG, a nightmare for opponents.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. Here's Paul. Pass to Robinson. From past the arc. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
And they're going to have to pay closer attention to him beyond the arc. I mean, he's got 2 threes in this half, a total of 3 overall.
And that one's good, Ayton.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Here's Primo. Pass to Olynyk. Will it go? And the rejection by Ayton. And George, here we go. And so it's Los Angeles, holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter.
Right.
They've been putting on a clinic in the pick.
Come on, get loud for your Clippers.
And as we head into the 4th, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Pistons trailed by 18. Here's Joseph. Olynyk trying to break loose. Joseph, that's good. Joseph's got the first basket as we get going in the 4th for the Pistons. Here's Ayton. Nifty move. Good, and Paul gets the assist. And the Clippers lead by 18.
And they're scoring much more efficiently here in the second half, and they've gotten that field goal percentage above 50.
Here's Primo. Nailed from 3-point land. Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.
And taken away by Paul. Here's George. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
That's his second personal
The length and quickness of George, it is so difficult to guard against. That really compromises the defense, forcing them to foul.
Detroit with the ball. Trailing by 17. Looking to get back on track here. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
I'll tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
First team foul.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Clippers.
Want to see how efficient the offense is running? A great stat to look at is points off assist. And they've gotten a ton of assists throughout this game.
Couple that with just how well they've shot it from beyond, and they've made this thing look easy.
Pass to Robinson. Over Cunningham. Another shot. Outside for George. Buries it from 3-point range. George has got 9 points now in just the second half.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Now Cunningham. Here's Paul. Again, Los Angeles.
Look at the versatility of Paul. I mean, he can lead the break for you. He can finish. He can be a decoy. Such a tough matchup.
Driving inside. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And now that we've gotten a taste of it, Greg, what do you think of the play-in tournament?
I love it. I mean, it definitely has some pros and cons, and you want to keep as many teams as possible engaged down the stretch, but it's a long season, and for some teams, it just got a little bit long. I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Here's Cunningham. Lays it up off the glass. Cunningham's got 23.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, it's the attack mindset. I mean, that helped him prevail right there. Sometimes you just got to go with your gut.
Back to Paul. Oh, good with the triple. Pistons trailed by 18. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
Story of their game right here. One sloppy play after another.
We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Outside, George. Good, and Paul gets the assist. George has got a pair of threes here in the fourth quarter for Los Angeles. And here's Cunningham. And the rejection by Ayton.
And using that wide reach to reject shots. Ayton can't afford to throw up weak stuff around the big fella.
2 minutes.
Cunningham with it. George picks him up. And they recover it. And then Cunningham with the dunk.
The timing couldn't have been better on that assist.
Lowry from deep three-point land. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
And they aren't just chucking up anything. I mean, they're doing a great job of creating quality looks.
Paul goes in. Again, Los Angeles.
The accuracy of Paul shooting, that's what makes the mid-range look easy. I mean, he can take that shot all night.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Los Angeles.
When you consider the difference in their field goal percentages, the other team has to be happy that this wasn't a bigger loss. This team was on fire.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always frustrating when you can't throw a rock on the ground and the other guys just can't seem to miss.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important. Here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
Really, they had their number this season. 2 wins, a home win, and an away win.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for George.
Well, he was the agitator, bothering everybody with his defense, coming up with steals. I mean, making sure they were never able to get comfortable as long as he was out on the floor.
Again, the miss by the Pistons.
Well, even though he's gone ice cold, he keeps shooting. I mean, it's late enough in the game for him to recognize it's a better option.
Outside for George. Oh, and here comes Young all alone.
That is Young.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
Yeah, going defense to offense in an instant. Every team now calibrated to do that.
George up top. Ayton trying to break free. Can't hit the turnaround jumper. Cunningham. And then Cunningham with the dunk.
Look, it's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Yeah, it has to be frustrating to catch fire when the game is already over. I mean, this is not the outcome they want.
Now here's Paul. So the Clippers winning this one easily. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they...
Sunrise in a weird part of the night. Yeah. That's the time I feel alright. Yeah. All the goes away. Oh yeah. And then it comes back in the day. Yeah. When it letting that go. A risky taste, thrill seeking glen, squeezing, give your life meaning. The spot on the clock when the world can't throw you off. Not midnight, not sunrise. In a